representing less than 2% of our teacher workforce. It is unacceptable. Donald J. Nicholas is a 5th grade teacher at a public school in Broward County, Florida.
And thus, you have why it might be, I don't know, easier living in some other country. Because it's no big deal. If you're in a country where everybody's black, it's no big deal to have a black male teacher.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. For me, I never really had to worry about if my teacher was black. Because coming from Trinidad, all of my teachers were black. My principal was a black male. My math teacher, Mr. Trotman, I can't forget him. You know, he was black. So basically, everyone was black. So I see it from different lenses. You know, and when I come to this country, but you know what? I remember though, I had one black professor at Seton Hall University, an accounting professor. I remember that. I remember that very vividly.
I don't remember any professor I had that was black.
Yeah.
Maybe one.
Well, why are black males not going into teaching?
Well, they just told you why. First of all, when you talk about career, they gave my seniors one class, new students I have, a personality test. And once you take the Myers-Briggs test, you get your letters. To take those letters, put in careers and what careers are available to you. And I said, before you take that test, think about a job that you might want in your life. And one kid in particular came out and said dentist, among the list of jobs. I said, would you want to be a dentist? He says, I always wanted to be a dentist. But he had ruled that totally out. I could work for sanitation. I can, and I hear the same thing. I want to be a football player. I want to be a basketball player. It's not like you're going to the best school for that or on the best team or you've passed enough classes to even qualify to be on a team. But this seems to be the dream of many of these students, an entertainer of some sort or a sportsman. Because that's all they see and that's all they know. And many of us are just limited to what we've been exposed to. And so the exposure is very important for these students. And someone needs to take them out.
It's funny. You know what I use sports for?
I'm waiting.
To get a free education.
Many people say that, right? But everybody doesn't get one.
Let me tell you what I did with my son. We decided that, listen, if you're going to play sports, right, you're going to try to be the best you can be. But academics will be number one. If you don't do good in school, then you can't play sport. And sport is only an avenue to get you a degree. So I don't want to hear you talking about I want to be a professional player, I want to be this and I want to be that. No. Let's use sport to get a degree. And that's what I was focused on. And because that was my focus all along. I used sports to get me a degree. I used track and field to get a degree, get a diploma. So I never at once, my son was talking about, Dad, I think I should leave school and go and become a professional soccer player. I said, excuse me? I said, listen, when you finish your 4 years, whatever you need to get done, I will help you try to become a professional soccer player. But if you leave before you get your degree and you go to become a professional soccer player and you don't make it, and then you come back home, what am I going to work? Who are you good? Who are you good to? Or who are you good for? So I think some people have these false hopes that, their kids is going to be the next professional basketball player, the next professional baseball player, the next professional soccer player. I never had those false hopes. And my son was very good. My son was very, very good. He made Olympic development program when he was like 13 years of age. ODP in New Jersey. They pick all the best kids, like 12 and 13-year-old kids. Uh-huh. They pick like about 22 of them to go play, and he was one of the best. And I never thought that, he would, he's a small kid. I never thought that he had the size and all that thing to be a professional player. So I put things in perspective.
Well, again, our students, the situation is beyond anything you have really any idea of, or many people.
So you think I could make a good black male teacher?
It depends on what you would be teaching. I mean, I don't know what would you teach.
That's the problem. I don't know what I teach. I can't teach math. I surely don't want to teach no damn physical education. I shouldn't say that. I don't want to teach physical education. Is there business classes?
In some schools they are. It depends on if that is an elective for that school. It's not, it takes a lot. It takes something, it's really beyond anything that the average person would understand, just dealing with 150 kids every day. It's really beyond everything. And
can you put up
time to get out?
Can you put up videos in your class?
Sure. Have you? Well, yes. Do
you ever use any videos?
Of course I use videos.
Why don't you try using some motivational tapes once in a while in your class?
If I had the time to do that, I would do that.
Like, don't you go to class like 5 minutes early or something? You only got to put it up there for like 2 to 3 minutes.
Well, do I come to class early or are my students there early?
No, you. Do you come to class like 5 minutes early?
I can't come. If I come in 5-10 minutes early, I have 2 people sitting there waiting on me every day. Every break I have. I have people sitting in there with me. I have to disappear to get away from kids. I mean, I know that doesn't sound nice, and, lucky you have a bunch of kids hanging around you, but there's not, I have to, really find a way to disappear so I can, stop and think and grade and put grades in and enter stuff, like I'm sitting here right now doing homework. So it's not, and you have one class, that's the only class I have, that I have 5 minutes alone. I don't have 5 minutes alone, I'm sorry. So they get in at 8, and then I have another class. And then I have a break. And then I have another class. And then I have a break. And then I have another class. And another class. So there's no, it's not like you as a professor where, kids go to class and then they leave and come back in 2 days, or they might have another class 4 hours later. It's not like that. It's high school. It's one thing after the next, after the next, after the next. It's fast-paced. It's moving. It's noisy. It's not like college, so to say, okay, come in 5 minutes early and watch this video. They're leaving somebody else's class at that time. So
I put up motivational tapes. I get to class about 20 minutes early, and I put up motivational YouTube videos, 10 minutes before class start. And I a lot of the kids, it has an impact on a lot of the kids.
Well, that's great. That's great.
And I learned that from the dean of the school. She went to West Point, and professors at West Point will put up music, motivational music. To begin class.
There's a different education for different people. Mm-hmm. All education in all school districts and all schools are not the same, as we know. And we had this discussion yesterday in a meeting. Where they want children now, we have to teach children how to be creative and think out of the box and work well with others, mm-hmm. and try to solve problems and mm-hmm. all of these wonderful things. But the education that is, the education that is given to these students is not like that. And in some ways, I don't even know if that's really appreciated for students to be like that. You say, well, what do you think about that plant? And the kid will say, just tell me what to think. I don't know. I didn't ask you what you know. I ask you what you think about it. So, it's something that, I could write a whole book on the things that I see and hear every day.
With regards to that thing about the black male teacher, black male teachers. What do you think about this Steve Harvey response to history enthusiasts? I don't give a damn about slavery.
I mean, just we've got just a few minutes if you want to play that, and maybe we can like have some comment on it before the final time check.
Yeah, you got to put on your headphones.
Oh.
Let's see if...
Explain. Hi. We have Cabell here, and she has a question for you about some kind of social awkward moments. I'll let her explain.
Hi, Steve.
Hi.
So, Greensboro has a lot of museums, but it has even more American history buffs. Problem is, I'm not one. Whenever I'm in circles of people talking about history, my eyes get wide and I panic. I pray that no one will ask me about historical topics, so what I do is I just avoid eye contact and I head straight to the bar. But I need a better strategy. What should I do if I find myself in a conversation with a history buff that goes over my head?
I want you to look right at the person and do this right here. They ask you something about the past. You say, I don't really care for slavery.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Yes. Oh my God. Oh, yeah.
It works every damn time. That's what I do when I'm sitting around a bunch of socialites and they start talking about the past and stuff. That's my line. I just say it and walk off. I have my little drink in my hand. I just say it and walk off. I don't really care for slavery and walk off and leave them sitting. I don't give a damn if they talking about Christopher Columbus. I don't give a damn if they talking about a treaty. I don't give a damn about an amendment, a bill. I don't care what the subject is. It could be prohibition. I don't care what the subject is. When you get through saying it, and I don't know what the hell you talking about, my favorite line is, I don't give a damn about slavery, and walk off.
Well, I don't know what you
he's
expect
joking to
from
me.
Steve Harvey. What would you expect from him? I mean, I personally, I don't listen to him. I just can't take it.
Now, here's another one from your favorite person. This is Don Lemon. You know who Don Lemon is?
Yes, I was looking at him today when we were talking about media. I was just thinking.
After Don Lemon totally misinterprets the stunning statistic about black parenthood, this panel sets the record straight. Oh, my God. Our good friend Don Lemon. Let's listen to this one.
So let's go ahead and introduce our panel. Up first, Oscar and Grammy-nominated hip-hop artist and actor Common. Also, I told you that was for him. I told you. Okay, New York Times columnist and author Charles Blow. Thank you. Founder and president of the Center for Urban Families, Joe Johns. And our own nightly show contributor, Mike Yard. Okay, now, I have to, before we start, I have to say there was a number that we heard that just really kind of shocked me. And I want to get everybody's reaction to that, but let's go ahead and play it first.
More than 72% of children in the African American community are born out of wedlock. That means absent fathers.
Okay, 72%. That number, I could not believe that. Of course, I hardly believe 72% of all the things Don Lemon says, right? No, but that number seems staggering to me. Charles, what is your impression of that number?
Well,
does that feel right to you?
No, the number is correct, right? Mm-hmm. What we don't get when we hear that number is the context around that number, right? Which is